flagger for, I think, over 20 years. Carl's been so that this is the outfit his dad wore in every race. He knew the finish line. He's here to celebrate his dad. Tommy Goff will be your finisher today.
Behind each bike, now around this hairpin.
With me right now is Jim Wilson. Jim Wilson comes from the early days of the late 60s, more like 65 through 72. And Jim Wilson was a factory grease rider as well as a factory CZ rider. This myself and the other guys coming up would look at Jim Wilson and guys like this and say, God, one day I'll be like him, I'll get to be a factory rider. So tables are kind of turned. it wasn't for Jim Wilson and riders like him, myself and the other breed of riders that came up, learning off him and trying to be better, we would never have accomplished that. So this guy's kind of, well, he isn't kind of, he's our hero. Jim Wilson, welcome to Marty Tribe's third annual Vintage Days. Thank you for coming.
All right, you're welcome.
So what do you think about what we're doing out here?
Oh, I think it's really nice. A replica of the Carlsbad track will be really nice to race on. And I'm really impressed with a large number of old bikes and the good shape they're in. And the old guys that are going to ride them are going to have a good time.
Brian, why don't you tell us your part in this event and how you got into the acting industry?
Well, I grew up racing motocross, started when I was 4, riding, and started racing when I was 9 back in Ohio, back in the 70s. So I have a soft spot in my heart for the vintage bikes. And so, yeah, I started racing, and when I moved to LA to get into acting, motocross was a big part into helping me get into the industry because I had motorcycle skills as well as other sports skills, and it kind of helped me get into the stunt business. And by doing that, it kept me in front of the camera. I was able to make a living doing stunt work while I was still studying acting. And got me some parts in a few different movies, and got me to meet a lot of guys that are very favorable towards motocross guys. And so motocross is, it's kind of my #1 priority besides my twin boys. But it's helped me get into the film industry.
I mean, you got superstars from back in the day. They're very cordial, and they say hello to you very easily. Everybody here has a great attitude, and the racing on the track is just as competitive as if you go to a modern race, any racetrack in the country. Everybody wants to win, but nobody's going to take you off the track, take you for a ride. So it's just a real nice event to come to. I'm impressed.
Back in the day, these guys were guys I raced with, so it's kind of fun, like almost like a reunion to come out and race again with them on these bikes. So, and I thank Marty too, Marty Tribes, for putting on this event. It's an excellent event, and it brings us all back together.
I was slowly reeling in on Bayer, and on the last lap, it was one of those things where I didn't have patience, and I came into that corner. It was all soft on the outside, and I kind of choked. Yeah, it wasn't pretty. It's going to look really goony. Front end went high. I think the way I remember it is it was soft. I tried to keep my momentum. The front end went up on the bank. The back end dropped, and yeah. And then when I got up, I did do I see on the TV all the guys now, whenever they crash, they get on the side and race down the water truck road and get back on the track. That used to be a penalty right there with AMA. You came back on the track where you left it. And so my U-turn getting back onto the track is probably the difference of second and third, because had I raced down the water truck road and hooked in, I don't think Burnsworth would have caught me on the downhill. But I'm old school.
I fell down the first corner, and I almost pulled off because I was so far behind, and I just said, well, let's see what we can do here. So I gave it my all, and I got second, so it's cool.
So you got a second in the first moto, and you won the second moto. We all know that 2-1 beats a 1-2.
To a young lady. It's her first Wounded Moto Warrior Award. I'd like to present this to Miss Johanna Buck. Johanna, come up here. In all the races that the Marty Tribe's Vintage races, because you're what this is all about. You start, you crash, and you don't give up. Yay, round of applause. Nice going. Good girl. You keep racing, okay? All right.
Wild thing, think you move me. But I wanna know for sure. So come on and hold me tight. You move me.
My name is Ward Bassett, and we're here at the Marty Tribe's 100cc Works Revenge. And what an amazing weekend of racing and camaraderie and awareness, for something very special and dear to my heart. Our organization, Bassett Salon Solutions, is a premier distributor in the western United States for salons and professional beauty products. And we chose to support an organization called Child Help USA. And when Marty Tripes called and asked if we could participate in the weekend as a sponsor, we both agreed that bringing awareness to Child Help USA would be a great cause. And why is it so near and dear to our hearts? Child Help USA is a 50-year-old organization that fights for neglected children and the abuse of children. And you know, it's such a fact that United States. That 5 kids every day die from child abuse. And that's an amazing statistic. And why is it so close to me? Growing up being a mini bike kid and racing motocross across the United States, there were many times when we'd come in from races and I would see in the box van next to me maybe a dad or a mom, verbally or physically abusing the child from not racing hard enough. And I used to think that just happened at the track. And then it dawned on me as I've gotten to know Child Help over the last few years that this stuff was probably happening at home too. And so bringing it out to the weekend, bringing it out here this weekend and raising awareness of Child Help USA really meant a lot to us. And we really want to thank Marty Tribes for allowing us to be here to help and raise the awareness. And we raised a lot of money this weekend. A lot of folks poured their hearts out and opened their wallets and donated a lot of money to the cause. So Child Help USA has a hotline for neglected children or abused children that they can call and get counseling help right over the phone. And for those that are really in some tragic situations, that maybe the parents ended up going to jail, maybe the parents have drug or alcohol problems, and the kids just cannot stay there anymore. They have villages based around the United States, one locally here in Southern California in Beaumont. And some of these kids they need a place, and Child Help allows them to come in and be a part of day-to-day life with other children in the same situation. And they raise these kids basically until they can either get back with their parents if it's cause, or maybe they're old enough that they can get out on their own now. So we really want to thank again Marty Tribes and his organization for allowing us to be a part of it. And it was a great weekend for Child Help USA. And we want to thank you very much.
You can be my voice. You can stop child abuse.
You can make the call. 1-800-4-CHILD.
If you know about or suspect child abuse, please call. It's anonymous and free.
1-800-4-CHILD helps abused children and their families every day.
You can stop child abuse, or you can let it happen. You make the call.